So data is a simply collection of raw facts and details. Okay. So facts and detail, what it will be actually. These facts by themselves may not mean much, but when organized and analyzed, they become useful information. Data is nothing but a information only. So like, let's give an example like Rahul Mumbai, है ना, on an amount 500. But if we just form a sentence, so we can see as a Rahul from Mumbai spent 500 on order. Okay. But if I go to next slide here, it is telling where does all your data go? है ना? So when we order something, what we do, we just open a application, we add our name and mobile number, है ना? So when we place order from Zomato, what detail they are getting actually? Just phone number, mobile number, name, and address. They are getting three things actually. Extra things are optional. So where these all things go? They goes into database. But along with three information, they are collecting customer ID, customer order, what was he is ordering oftenly. Based on that, we can just give suggestion, a recommendation like that, है ना? So based on that only. So, but we are talking about data, है ना? So this all data goes to databases. Okay, and what is actually databases? So database is a system used to store and organize data in a structured way so that it easily access and manage. Simply, is a system where we can store and retrieve, it. Okay. Why need to be store? Because some why we need to retrieve actually. So we never know. Whenever we have a data, it's a raw form only. है ना? Let's suppose one customers keep on ordering burger, or pizza. No? So how these customers getting pizza related recommendation that this Saturday you can go and buy pizza which is cost you lesser than last week what you have ordered. है So for this kind of offer, data analysts play a role. They clean the data in such a way that we 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 push that data into model. Okay, we create like someone will create an algorithm. Whenever that customer comes on Zomato, a pop-up will come or some kind of a message will go from the Zomato also. And so they have created such a system on clean data. We can do that one. It's a good data actually. Data analysis has huge meaning actually. Simple data analysis meaning what? He or she collect the data. Okay, collection happen from government side or private side, public side. Public side means we have a Kaggle, okay, GitHub. Governments are also site where we have a public and paid services also. Once we collect the data can be anything. Data can stored in a table. Data can be PDF. Data can be research. Data can be photos, videos, voice, any kind of a data. Even bird voice also. Bird voice also considered as a data. Scientists are trying to understand bird voice through algorithm nowadays. It's very difficult again. So after collection, we have to classify data. Classify means we have different domain: medical domain, healthcare domain, IT domain, information technology. Then under government sector, we have defense domain. Okay, then mm, income tax related, banking related, okay, finance related. There are many datas. They have different form, and they all stored into database only. When we store, when we store, definitely we have to retrieve it. So whenever we are storing, it's a raw. Whenever we are retrieving, we are doing it for some building some kind of a product. So uh, after classifying, what we can do? We can do analysis. Analysis means here the things will get play statistics. Okay. So under statistics, there are different measures. We have calculation. We don't do calculation, software take care of. Okay. After analysis, we have to go for insight and give. Based on this insight, we have to interpret. Okay. Interpretation means it's always numerical value. This is all about data analysis part. When you are collecting, in collection part only, SQL play major role. What we are collecting data. So here, generally we can get data here from. Okay, publicly available means we can go download, store in our system, and that is the thing. Okay, it's already extracted. Kaggle, GitHub. Okay, they have given a link that you can go to cloud, extract just UI perspective. But there are data which is present on servers. Okay, so once we have access to server through AWS, Azure, GCP, once we have access to server, then they will give you access to specific database. You want to work with medical data, or you want to work with banking data, finance data, they will give you access. Access is not like you can download but not delete anything on the server databases. Okay, specific access they will give. A root user also have all the access, but again there will be a confirmation from the point of security purpose. Okay, still not recover. Okay, so we'll understand what is server, where the database lie, inside the database what we have. We'll understand that one. Okay. So somewhere on the server, okay, server act as a whole land. Okay, database are nothing but a plot. In this plot, you can create n number of building. N number of building. You want to create 1 building, 2 building, 5 building, 10 building, depends upon the plot. So plot is nothing but a database. Land is nothing but a server. Inside this, whatever you are doing, in this, we have a data stored in the different form. Okay, it could be table format, it could be network format, it could be object oriented format, kind of anything. Okay, we'll understand that one. So when it comes to example, a food delivery company may store customer detail, order history, payment information, all of this kept inside the databases. Okay, so why not just use Excel? Actually, Excel is good for small data. If you have 2 MB to 10 MB, seamlessly you can open this file and work. 10 MB means what? You can expect a row and column wise data. You can have rows, let's say 2 lakh rows. Okay, column kitna? 40 rows. So that makes 10 MB file actually, 10 MB file. Okay, but we generally don't deal, when we go to production, we don't deal this much data only. Quite possible. Millions of record. मिलियन मतलब यहाँ पे ही 10 लाख हो गया. Okay, 1 million. Thousands of users, real-time updates, difficult for complex analysis. That's why company uses database instead. Databases means we are just creating a system like this. System means like, if you have handle AWS, you can go and see this, whatever the drive you are seeing here. Same thing on server present. And from there, you just access the data set. Okay. What I have seen in AWS, it's my experience. Okay. Simple. Creating easy, but giving an access very crucial actually. So to access that data, or to store that data also, even sometime, to access the data only, not store. To access the data, we need to use SQL. And we can use Python for scraping the data. Okay? But structured query language is a programming language is used to communicate with databases only. This is the only language, it's not fully grown language, and it is not a language at all, but it is saying, people say this is language. Actually, it's a command. We are asking something and it's giving us. Command means we are ordering someone, and return it is giving me something. It's not communicating. Language means communicating. Okay. But structured query language means we are querying, we are asking question, and we are just commanding also. Give me this thing. So in return, it is giving us. So again, used to retrieve data, insert data, update data, delete data. So how do we do this whole thing? How can we retrieve? What we give to retrieve the data through SQL? How we store the data? How we update the data? If anything went wrong, so how can I change all these things? How can we delete the data? These all things can be done by SQL only before going to data analysis part or before going to retrieve it. We'll do all the confirmation. है If I have data set, okay, where we have a 10 million rows. अभी के लिए let's say 10 million rows multiply 300 column. Do you think all this information is necessary for my product building? I'm going to build one product. It doesn't mean that this all data is necessary. We have to clean it. We have to feature engineer it. Okay. Turn out to be 10 million is fine. But when it comes to my product, it might be necessary that only 35 column are necessary. है We can spend, generally we spend uh, lots of time to understand our data itself. Okay. It's like understanding to each other. सो बेसिकली इसको मैं यहाँ पे स्टॉप करता हूँ, आगे जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ये सब प्रैक्टिकल है. बेसिकली SQL you used when you want to retrieve data. Okay. When you want to retrieve data, when you don't have a data. Okay. When you don't have a data, you retrieve it by using this language. Okay. So let's understand database actually. इसको रहने देते हैं. So basically, there is a server, as I said. Okay. So there is always server. If I want to talk to server, definitely I need a computer. Okay, I need computer. Okay, on server, there will be a physical storage also. Okay, in our case, that is a SSD or in pen drive, a pen drive, HDD, external hard disk, है ना? We can just consider as that things only, है ना? Physical storage. Now, if I want to talk to server, and in that also, there will be a database. Okay, there will be a database. Actually, we don't say database, we say database management system. Why so? Database is just a area where we are storing the data. But database management system means it comes with security, accessing, giving access, revoking access, all the security measure. Okay, these things comes with management system. It controls by someone. So that's why database is the place where we are storing, but database management system means it's all like human is completely involved here to give access, store, delete, update, overwrite, anything, managing everything related to this particular area. Okay. So when I have computer, then only I can talk to database management system. Okay. But when I have computer, I need a client to speak to this particular, okay, to speak to this particular physical storage. Okay, physical storage means actually data is present here. है ना? There is a pen drive. You know that one, everyone. Pen drive क्या करता है? So we connect this to our system actually, है ना? We connect to this computer. Now we send something, it goes inside this. But what we are sending? We are sending, let's say, movie, DDLG. Okay? For us, it's a software copy, just a soft copy. But it is actually not going somewhere as a software file or something, है ना? For us, it is that. But actually, it is storing in a physical storage. This is actually physical storage only, pen drive in our case, है ना? Small. Likewise, also on server, there will be a physical storage. Whatever we are storing, it is actually storing here. And if I want to connect to this physical storage, I need a client actually. Okay, I need client. Yesterday we installed that one. Which client we install? MySQL. Okay, MySQL. SQL is a language, MySQL is a client. है ना? It's just like a SQL is a cricket. Okay, MySQL is a ground. It's cricket and it's a ground. Okay. So far, you have any question? So this is my computer. Okay, I write query here. Then it means I'm asking command not directly to physical storage, actually, not directly to physical storage, but in between we have a media. Okay, I have a media. So I generally give command to this database management system. What is database management system? It's just a set of software instruction. It's just a software. And in turn, it is asking command to physical storage. It gets the response. Okay, it gets the response actually. It gets the response, and in turn, it will going to give you response. Whatever the query you are getting, you will get output here actually, in the form of table. Okay, so little मैं थोड़ा इसका clumsy हो गया, इसको मैं अच्छे से ड्रॉ करता हूँ, ठीक है? So when we ask command directly, we don't ask command or query to physical storage. We are just commanding to DBMS, which is set of software, and in turn, what we are doing, DBMS is asking to physical storage. It gets the response, okay, and we'll get the response in the form of table actually. Okay, it's a response. That's it. These are the three things we are going to deal with. Okay, okay. See, if you have access of server, definitely there may be an n number of databases. You are not directly speaking to database. You should have access to server only. So I can just create my arrow here also. So don't get confused here. So you have a specific database access. That's why it is shown database, this database. So on server, you have n number of databases. Okay, think like that. So when you create a database, okay, when you set up a server, then inside this you create a database. Okay, so this will like a database management system. So n number of database management systems are there. Okay, so in that, if I just talk about just a database management system, I have hierarchical, database management system. Okay, network database management system. Object oriented, OOP oriented means object oriented programming kind of a database management system, and we have a RDBMS. Our scope of study is related to RDBMS only, because hierarchical, you can just explore this one. Being a data analyst, we don't go for this part actually. Okay, we don't go for this part. It's again complicated. Okay, a table has meaningful information. We can extract, retrieve, or store very easily, but storing is okay, but accessing is very difficult in this part. है ना? I will suggest you just go and look for how hierarchical network and OOPS works when it comes to database. है ना? So when I'm dealing with IDBMS, which client I'll definitely use? A client which we yesterday installed. Okay, so we have a Oracle. Okay, yesterday we installed this Oracle database only. Okay, MySQL also have MySQL database. I haven't seen much of this one. Access I have seen. Okay, you can go and check here. Access, it's coming from Microsoft. I need to check that one where is this actually. Here you can find it out. See, this is Access. This is from Microsoft. This is also a client actually, which can talk to database. Okay, or which can talk to any physical storage or database. Okay. Then apart from this, we have a SQL server. ये हैंग हो जाता है यार कभी कभी. Then we have a PostgreSQL. Okay, so a number of have a data bases actually, and RDBMS. So these are the client which responsible to store data in the form of table actually. These all the client are responsible to store data in the form of table, and it is called a relational database management system. है. So I will suggest you, we are learning about MySQL. Apart from this, you can just work with SQL Server just for initial days. है. You learn at least 2 databases. Means work with the 2 database actually. है. That will be helpful for you. Okay? SQL is a language, structured query language. MySQL is a client. Okay? So likewise, we have a client where we write our query. Okay? Any question?
No, sir, it's clear.
So if I say RDBMS means क्या होता है, और एक बार थोड़ा डिटेल में. So our data, first of all, when it comes to RDBMS, I have a column. Okay, I have a ID. Then we have a name, age, okay, city. So in this case, this particular things is called as a column. Okay. Then whatever we entered here, this is called data or record or tuple. है ना? 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z, any name, 20, 22, 23, city, Bangalore, Hyderabad. Okay, anything you can enter. So this all called a record or tuple. Okay, entirely inside below this. Okay, below this column name is called data actually. Below column name. Okay. Then the other name of column I can say attribute. Okay. So these are the thing. So now we're going to understand through a structured query language how to create this column, how should I enter this value, what kind of a data type I have. So I can enter all this kind of a data. This is for human, and ID, name, UH, city. We can understand. System doesn't understand. System works based on the data type. है ना? So how many different data type are we having? We are having. And apart from this, which kind of a data type we use, where it is used, okay, in order to avoid unnecessary consumption of memory, okay, unnecessary increasing the size of memory, okay. So we have to carefully design that one. Apart from this, we have NoSQL, okay. So NoSQL means we don't store data in the form of rows or column actually, है ना? I'll just give an example. A social media, okay. Social media means we have user, we have like, dislike, okay. Then let's say comment. I'll stop here. We don't have this much only. We have n number of things on social media, tag, profile, many things we can store, है on social media for one user. Let's say one user comes and uploaded one picture, है and somebody like, so 2 like, 20 like, 200 like, 20,000 like, like that it is. Let's say 5,000 dislike also. Now when it comes to comment, there is a comment, okay. There is a comment for a user who have uploaded picture. There is a direct interaction, there is a direct comment on that picture, okay. But what will happen, some people will come, they will comment on comment actually, they will comment on comment, है there is another comment on comment, and there is a possibility that this comment also have comment now, है now this is not up to this part is a table. There is a user 25,000, okay. There is a second user like that much, dislike that much, third user that much. So this looks table, but comment doesn't look table actually, है a comment of comment means what, I can store, if there is a comment of comment, I cannot take that into second line actually, I cannot store that into second line. So here NoSQL kind of a things will emerges here. So how do we store in NoSQL? We have a dictionary format or JSON format, we say, okay. Generally JSON format, JavaScript समथिंग कुछ है यार, इसका नाम मैं भूल जाता हूँ, JavaScript ये ON से मैं भूल जाता हूँ, ठीक है। JSON फॉर्मेट होता है, डिक्शनरी फॉर्मेट होता है, ओके, डिक्शनरी. So how they store the data? They store data in the form of key value. Key value means what? Key means you can take as a user one. Value means you can store anything here, okay. That will be in the form of key value, है ना. There will be user two, है ना, and you can store anything here. So value can be anything, ठीक है. The way you want to store, you can store actually, ठीक है. Apart from this column family, I never meet with this, है ना. मेरा कुछ ज्यादा पाला पड़ा नहीं है इसमें. Column family, then document. Document तो हमने देखा हुआ है. So document means you can think of this entire thing as a document way, okay. It's not in a table format. Define somewhere here, this English words are somewhere here. So this is unstructured data, okay. NoSQL means unstructured data, SQL means structured data. And apart from this graph, we store data in the form of graph also, okay. Structured means where we store data in the row and column. Unstructured means there is no structure at all. A text, anything related to text or PDF data other than table are considered as a unstructured data, ठीक है. ज्यादा theory हो गया अभी. Is that okay? To store all this data also, they have their separate client, okay? Like we have MySQL. To store this kind of a data also have a separate, okay? Separate databases, okay? So now coming back to again, whenever I set up, I will not draw a computer or anything. And computer means user is handling that one, things like that. So if I am have set up a server actually, which we yesterday installed, what community installer, okay? So actually we set up a server there, got it? So local instance. So if I open my MySQL, है ना ये वाला, the moment I click, you will see somewhere here a root user. यहाँ पे कुछ root user करके दिखेगा. You click this one and your system will show you like this. Okay, with nothing. This is how it will look like.